regarding the nomination committee, that deadline has already passed. It was October 7th. And we do have several names, which we will hopefully be selecting tonight, who will be on the panel. The two people that I have selected are Lucy Shalero and Ashley Reed. Those are my two picks. The rest of the people will compete for the other three positions on the nominated committee. So having done that, Christian, if you're there, I guess you can give your report now.
Yeah, I am here. Hey, good evening, everybody. Sorry about that. I may put on video before the night. Unfortunately, I am out of state right now on some pretty pressing family business, but I'll do my best. Again, thank you guys all for coming out. So look, I mean, the main report that I want to give you guys is it's regarding our capital expense. Again, we all know, we hear it all the time. As you guys know, our capital expense slash needs statement is due at the end of the month. But those who know our scheduling will know that October 31st is again the deadline. Excuse me, October 30th is the deadline, but we will be getting an extension simply because it has to go via a public hearing. And the truth is that budget consultations have not even ended yet. We have to end budget consultations first to be able to take all that data and then get it to the chair so you guys can see what we asked, any data that we can use to be able to formulate our capital expense. All the chairs on the board, you guys have received the link to be able to view the last couple of years' need statements. So you do not have to. However, for sake of the social distancing that we have going on, it would be very helpful if the chairs could, in fact, access the document, get in there if you don't want to make, at least get a feel for it before you and your committee meet to formulate the final list. Or I could tell you this much, that so far, several committees thus far have chosen that they won't be making many changes to it, because the truth is that this year has been somewhat of a difference from previous years. So rather with COVID, so what we'll likely end up doing is many committees again have chosen, like I said, to just keep it as it has been in previous years with a couple of minor changes and update it with the latest data. If all goes well, the way it's going to work out, instead of us submitting it on October 30th, we will hold a public hearing at the November 9th board meeting, I believe. Which is it is a charter mandate. We'll hold a public hearing, and then on November 10th, we'll submit our final wish list. As far as the way the month has gone, I can give you a couple of events that we have somewhat been a part of. There was a community cleanup this past weekend conducted by Assemblywoman Cruz. I have to admit that not many board members showed up, if any at all. The few that were there, again, let's just say it wasn't very many. FYI, we've also been commissioned, or rather asked, if we'd like to participate in the cleanup this coming Sunday. So in the next couple of days, we will be getting a flyer, and it is still Assemblywoman Cruz's office doing the cleanup. And if anybody from CB4 would like to volunteer, the time will come. You will receive a flyer, hopefully within the next 24 to 48 hours. And to volunteer, RSVP either by the office or by calling the number on the flyer. Our other item, the mural project. You guys remember that last month I had announced that there was a mural project that we were working on, and that actually it's been successful in that we already received several entries. And anybody will know that tonight would have been the deadline, and we would have opened it to a full public process, and the one that got the most votes is the one that won. Unfortunately, we didn't get as many entries as we wanted, and I did receive a request from several artists saying that it just wasn't enough time. So what we're likely going to do is we'll extend it to, or not, we're likely, we have already done it. We have already extended the deadline to the end of the month. I think, again, Christina, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, October 30th will be the deadline, and then we'll do 10 days or so of voting, and we'll announce the meeting at the next community board meeting. The project will be funded by us, Assemblywoman Cruz, and Councilmember Danny Drum is also supporting us. So please get the word out, send it to your artist groups. It's a very, very nice project, and it gives us a chance to finally paint up some of the walls that the NYPD has been covering that only get covered in graffiti. It's our chance to be able to put something nice on them. So please spread the word, get it out to your artist groups, volunteer yourselves if you want to. The prerequisites are very simple. All you have to do is submit a piece along with a small essay on what Elmhurst means to you. The theme is Elmhurst Strong, and the only prerequisite is that have the word Elmhurst on it and established in 1652. That's basically all there is to it. Again, I will send you any flyers regarding this weekend's upcoming cleanup. And chairs, you could expect by hopefully by first thing tomorrow morning. Hopefully, we get all the data back from the consultations we've had thus far, and we can use that to start formulating your capital expense. And I think that's really it. I don't really have much more, Lou. Right now, you know me. I'd rather report throughout the night as items pop up. And that's it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, I think you should mention to everyone, or I can do it. They should have received a street naming document, I believe.
Yes, yes. Okay, so let me this again. This is really down to the wire. So our apologies. There was a bit of a miscommunication, to say the least, over at the office and getting you guys some pretty basic information. So, there's a street co-naming in effect. I won't get into all the details about it because you guys have received it via your email. Please check your emails. Daniel Drum's office reached out to us, and he does have a letter of support that you should have received, requesting that the board review and hopefully approve a street co-naming coming up for, and again, let me not get into details of it because I don't have the email directly in front of me, but please take a look at it. As you guys will know, and I mean right now, only because we have to get this done by tonight, there have to have, excuse me, the Landmarks Preservation Commission, I believe, has to have the letter in by October 25th. That does not give us time to be able to vote on this at the November meeting. We are somewhat breaking protocol, I will admit, but the other fact of the matter is that the application will be submitted with or without us, and it may get approved with or without us, so we may as well put our names on it. So Lou, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, we'll set it up where Lou goes around and checks for comments from every one of you. And again, please review it now if you can. It was just sent to your email in the last few minutes. Our apologies, miscommunication at the office. You'll get it and you should have received it already. Review it, and then as Lou calls your names one by one, he will ask you if you have any opposition, questions, or comments regarding the street co-naming. If the consensus is that we are perfectly okay with it, then tomorrow the board office will write up a letter reflecting just that while we did not have a quorum, there was no opposition on behalf of the board, and that we have chosen to softly approve the street co-naming. So yes, please check your emails right now. You can do it during this meeting. Just put it off to the side. And again, if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, you may comment so while Lou does it. Excuse me, when Lou calls your name. All right, Lou, we're good to go on my side.
Okay, I don't want to start calling the names quite yet. I'm going to just allow you a couple of minutes to make sure that you guys have the document.
Correct.
See.
Was sent out to everyone about 10 minutes ago or so.
Lou, can I ask a question about that? So the attachment stated that it was a letter. They wanted to basically support for street co-naming. Was there anything associated with actually landmarking the house? Because I know Marilena and her organization have been working to do that as well.
I don't see anything. Marilena, maybe you want to answer that?
Yeah, I think Christian mentioned by accident Landmark Preservation Commission.
I did. I was about to
Sorry.
correct it.
Okay.
But I mean, the board support can also give a Landmark, support letter as well if the board wants to do that. But the email that you guys got are just for the street co-naming. So.
Okay. Any other questions or comments about that? Okay, is there anyone, as I call your name, if you think that there's a problem and something regarding it? No, you haven't been allowed a lot of time. Sorry about that. I don't want to start the quite. I'll give you 2 more minutes. give you another minute, then I will start the roll call of people who are on the board would like to comment about that or something else.
Good evening. I made it on.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here. See you. Okay, another 30 seconds.
While we're waiting, I see a couple of elected representatives in the attendee list. If y'all could just send me a message in the chat, just letting me know which elected you're representing, that would be great, so we can call on you later.
Okay. All right, I will begin the roll call of board members, asking them if they have anything they'd like to say, and assuming that you've been identified as who you are, you will be allowed to speak. I will start with Lucy Cerezo Scully.
Hey, I'm here.
Okay.
No, I don't have any objection to the co-naming.
Okay. Would you like to say anything?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Would you like to say anything else?
Um, Actually, yes. Well, hello, everybody. Hope you had a nice weekend. I've been working with, I've been actually doing a book swap every month, once a month. The next one's coming up tentatively October 29th. And I do take book donations. So if you want to message me or talk to me, through email or something, that would be great if you had some book donations. I usually do it for kids and teens, but, any kind of other books will be acceptable as well. That's all. Thanks.
Thank you, Lucy. Next, Charo Chung Chin. Mr. Chin is here. Christina, can you see him?
Yeah, he's unmuted. Mr. Chan?
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening, everyone. I wish everyone good. Okay, stay safe. So,
Thank you. Would you like to comment on the street renaming at all?
I have some things to ask right now is about the transportation. Maybe the transportation meeting is coming, but now anyway, we still can ask about the public safety, those things. You remember last month, not too long ago, in Manhattan, Lexington Avenue at 34th Street or something like that, on the platform, around 10 a.m. or 11 a.m., sometime like that, openly one homeless people they raped a young lady on the platform. And nobody tried to stop it. Some people even take a picture for that. I'm wondering if I saw that, I go to stop what was going to happen to me. If I knock that guy down, kick his head, what will happen? because that's the reason it happened in some supermarket too. And in disabled the older Chinese senior stopped from someone's store, the apple didn't pay. And he stopped him, and the young man beat him up, the older Chinese man. Then riding on he's laying down and he's riding on the top of him and keep him punching. And his friend go to help and kick that guy on the head. Then police come and he tried to make a case, but the police say, I have to arrest your friend, and both with the attacker. Then he thought about, he say, in that case, then he dropped the case. He don't want to charge that attacker. So
Wow.
anything we could do about that?
I don't think there's a lot we can do. Anybody else like to speak to that?
Nothing. So that means that we only saw that innocent people getting harmed, and we, as citizens, we cannot do anything about it. That's
Well,
sad.
We can write a letter to the mayor about it, or we can write a letter to our local elected officials about it. But that would be the extent of what we can do, Mr. Chin, unless you have another idea.
So I say I go to stop that guy. I kick that guy on the head and try to help that lady, the poor lady. I couldn't do it. I have to take my iPhone out and take a picture. That's what we're supposed to do. So city could do anything about
every
it.
individual, Mr. Chin, every individual has to do what they feel is best at the time when they're confronted with that situation. There is no one correct answer here.
I don't know. Is that like everyone here on the picture? I saw you getting attacked. I'm going to come to help you.
Okay.
So someone discouraged me. Don't do it. Otherwise, I have to go to jail. That's funny.
Well, I'm not going to say you wouldn't go. There is a chance that you would be taken, but you have to make that decision on your own.
Oh.
There's no right and wrong here, Mr. Chin. You have to make that decision. Okay, let's move on.
You're right.
I wish I could tell you what to do. I'm not there yet. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You are next, please. Christina, is he there?
I don't see. No, Andy Chen is not here.
I saw him earlier, Andy Chen, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I don't see him now.
Okay, well, let's move on. David Chung.
Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is well. I see that you guys are doing good work, just, taking care of the neighborhood. Just want to thank Michelle for sharing some of our stuff. I'm with Elm Church, and we've been taking care of the neighborhood best we can. And Michelle, thank you for helping us do that. Listen, guys, I'm just praying that everyone is safe this season as the numbers creep up. And as for the street naming, I'm all for it.
Okay, let's move on. Linda Corral.
Hi, good evening. Hi, good evening. I don't have any comment at this time. Thank you.
On the street naming or otherwise?
That's right.
I'm in a Zoom meeting.
Thank you. Reina Diaz.
No, I don't see her.
Winston.
Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing? Good to see everyone. I'm for the street renaming, and also I thank Christian and all you guys for including me, giving me a chance to do some community work. I enjoy it, and if you need me, let me know. We got the voting coming up, so let's go. Have a good night and be safe.
Thank you. Aria Espanol.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is safe. I'm okay with the street renaming.
And would you like to say anything else?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On to Marilena Gianfino.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. And of course, I'm for the street co-naming. I hope everyone has some time, either now or later, to just read about these two individuals who did so much for society in general. I'm not going to talk all about it now, but if you read it, they're really amazing people. So I definitely for the street co-naming, and also just to piggyback what Christian was saying, there's a little confusion. Basically, we're also trying to landmark their house that they they lived in, they owned. It's still currently standing, and because it is a big part of Polish American history and the Polish American community, we are also trying to landmark it as well. Me and the group Amherst History. So if you guys have any questions, just let me know, and that's all for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Kristen Gonzalez.
No.
Vincent Lorcella.
I'm on the phone, Ma. Yes, hi. Could you hear me?
We can.
Okay, I want to thank everybody for all the work that they're doing in the community. I want to thank all the volunteers that came out to the two park cleanings, one at Joseph Caminiti Park and one at William F. Moore Park, American Triangle, Department of Sanitation, the 110 Precinct, a couple of community board members. It was a wonderful turnout. We had a lot of children show up. It's something that we could look forward to doing in the future, involving maybe students from the schools once everything goes back. As the numbers creep up with COVID, I can't help but say in this neighborhood, a lot of people with no masks, particularly the homeless, and a lot of these stores too are a problem. We have an issue with alcohol again being sold to visibly drunk people, specifically the store on 103rd Street and Corona Avenue. Anybody that lives around that area can tell you that this is an ongoing problem. I'm not going to elaborate any more into it. I'd like to speak with a couple of people after and see how we can attack the problem, for lack of better words. As for the street renaming, I think it's an honor. I'm all in for it. I love to see when people get recognized for their hard work, and anything that the community board needs, I'm a phone call away to help out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vincent. Jane Lisa.
No.
Okay. Salvatore Lombardo.
No.
Carol Wachowski.
Yeah, she's on phone. Give me 1 second and I will try to unmute her.
I have no objection to the renaming of the street.
And would you like to say something else? Carol?
I can hardly hear you, Mr. Walker.
Would you like to say something else?
No, I'm waiting for my assignment to a committee.
Oh, well, you will be assigned very shortly. Well, remember, the committees are not meeting as they usually do. So while you'll get assigned, you won't be going to a meeting like you normally would have by now in person. There'll be a virtual meeting of some kind soon. But obviously, things are not as they once were.
All right. I don't know what's with my computer, because when I attended the meeting that Mr. Castagnol held for new members to talk about how the office functions, I didn't have a problem. And this is the second time in a row for a monthly meeting that my computer does not function properly. I'm sorry about that, but it is what it is.
It might be your computer. It might be the volume of people in the meeting. I don't know if that has anything.
So Carol, and you look, I'm sorry, this is Christian speaking. Carol, look, yes,
Yes.
you are right. It did work out with me, and I don't recall if we used a different app. Maybe we used Zoom or WebEx. So, but regardless, what we'll do is
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I don't understand why, because I had absolutely no problem for that meeting.
So what I'll
And
propose is
yet,
this. Instead of you going through this every single month, what I can do is this, and I will gladly offer even my services. What we'll do is either Christina or I, and we can do it with you. Maybe someday that is not a board meeting, whether it's tomorrow or sometime next week, we'll maybe run through the whole thing, and maybe, we're pretty tech savvy at the office, and we'll run you some basic settings, video, audio settings, stuff like that, and we'll see if we can get you on. Because again, you're clearly logging in, and whatever it is, it might be a very small technical issue, so maybe we can figure it out. So we'll pick a day sometime next week, and we'll try to get you on, so the next meeting is easier for you. Thanks, Carol.
then I don't understand why Geek Squad couldn't figure it out. All right, then next
Well,
week fine.
you have the CB4 Geek Squad on your side. We got you.
Yeah, I'm paid, huh?
Yeah, exactly. We'll talk to you soon, Carol. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Sunil Mahat.
Hey, hi, I'm here. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is staying safe, and please continue to stay safe. As far as street co-naming, no, I do not have any objections. Also, I did not receive any files that you guys are talking about. What is that file about? Can I please have that file also?
Not a problem, son. We'll try to send it to you right away. I'll see where the issue was. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
You got it.
Okay. Patricia J. Martin.
No.
There, okay. Sylvia Martin.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you had a great weekend, and I have no objection to the renaming of the street, and everyone be safe.
Thank you. Would you like to say anything else?
No, I'm here to help whenever y'all need help, whenever you can call or email.
Thank you. Okay. Matthew McElroy.
Hey guys, it's good to hear everybody's voice. Look forward at some point to seeing everybody. Nothing particularly important to say, as always. And I have no comment on the street renaming. Thank you all. Good night.
Okay. Rovina McGowan.
Hello, you're on, Ravina. Yep.
Good afternoon. I hope everybody's safe and you're wearing your mask and doing all the right things. I have had a very bad attack, vertigo, but I'm feeling much better today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravina, and please feel well, yes. Okay, next, Edgar Moya.
No, I don't see him.
Okay.
You just broke up. Who did you say?
Ruby Muhammad.
No.
Sandra Munoz.
Yes. Sandra, you're on.
Yes, I almost couldn't unmute myself. Hi, everyone. Just so happy to touch base with all of you and wishing everyone lots of health. Just wanted to let everyone know, just because the numbers were going down doesn't mean this pandemic has gone away. It's actually increasing in many areas around us. I'm very happy to report that Elmhurst is just a yellow zone, even in light of everything else that's going on. That's actually not a bad thing, considering Regal Park and Forest Hills and Kew Gardens are red zones. And that means that we just need to continue to practice the protocols, the social distancing, washing our hands, wearing masks. I see a lot of people are very laid back about it, not wearing masks, and that's actually what's going to protect us. If you watch the news, if you follow the science, it tells us to wear the masks. It can prevent 100,000 deaths by February. They're projecting 100,000 deaths more, or 200,000 deaths actually, and it'll prevent 100,000 deaths if we wear our masks. For the street naming, I'm very pleased and supported 100%.
Thank you. All right, next we have Gurip Singh Narula.
No, I don't see him on.
Georgina Oliver.
No.
Alexandra Owens.
Hi, good to see everybody. Regarding the street naming, I'm in support of it. Somebody had posted on posted the landmarking about the house, and I got to read a little bit about the bio, and she seems like an important part of Amherst history, so I support it.
Thank you. Anything else you'd like to say?
No, that's it.
Okay. Next, Alexa Ponce.
No.
Okay. Rupinder Raj.
No, she's not on either.
Okay. Ashley Reed. I see Ashley.
Ashley?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, good evening, everybody. Just want to say I'm in support of the street co-naming, and I'm also in support of the preservation efforts. I was also wondering, is it possible if we can get, I know there was a petition circulating, is it possible if we can get the link to the petition in the chat, and perhaps, you know, if people are interested, they can sign the petition? And I'll save the rest of my comments for my committee report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ashley.
That's a great idea. I'll see if, you know, between Christine and I, we'll see if we can get something going. Thank you.
Next, Oscar Rios.
Oscar, you're unmuted.
Yes, hi, how's it going? How's everything, guys? Hope everybody's safe. I am in support of the the zoning code. That's all I have to say right now. I will have my comments afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you. Neil Rahman.
No, he's not there.
Kristen Romero.
Christian, you're on.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Christina. Good to see everybody. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I am in support of the street renaming as well. Thank you.
Like to say anything else?
Oh, that'll be all. Thank you.
Okay. Nando Ruiz.
No.
Okay. Clara Salas.
Clara, you're unmuted.
Thank you. Yes, I am in support of the street naming.
Like to say anything else, Clara?
No? That's
Okay,
all.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next, Lucy Chilero.
Oh, good. Hi, everyone. I'm very proud to say that I'm very much in favor of the street naming. I think Marianne did a great job, so you have my support on that. Christian, I may call on you for setting up something for our public safety for the budget. And Don't be mad at me. I may want to add one thing, but I'll discuss that with you another time. Again, great work to everybody and be safe. Thank you.
Lucy, when am I ever mad at you? Come on now. No, by all means. Perfectly fine.
Okay, thank you.
Whatever, it's perfectly fine. You're good to go.
Okay, you got it.
Move on. A. Red Sevilla.
No.
Alton Derek Smith.
Alton, you're on.
Good evening. It's good to see everyone and to the folks. It's very interesting history and definitely in support of it. In terms of any further comments, I will probably speak about Chase Bank. The New York committee is still closed at this time. And no further comments at this time. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Gregory Spock.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I've already expressed to Marilena and EHCPS my support, not just for the house, but now for the street co-naming. And I really feel like, to what Ashley said about circulating that petition, I think we really need to preserve the historical homes that are left. They are very much fleeting in this neighborhood. I don't know if ULIP is going to cover this, but I brought to the attention of both Marilena and Christian that the site that we are also trying to landmark, the African American burial ground that we held a very successful screening. I guess it was last summer. I don't know. I'm losing track of time. As had work being done there again. They're saying that it's archaeological work. I don't really believe that, and I don't feel that that's being transparent as they should. So I really feel like that kind of speaks to why things need to be properly landmarked and have protections. And just as a side note, I really feel like for the street co-naming, this would be really impactful to me personally, because I had a very close friend who was Polish. His father was also a painter, and he passed away at a very young age. So I feel like this is sort of carrying on the Polish history legacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Gregory. Juan Tariq.
I did see him, but I'm not seeing him anymore.
Okay. Well, we'll go on then. Marcel Kennedy.
No.
Isaiah Bacarcel.
No, she's not here either.
Well, actually, I'm going to do this now. Well, you'll come back to me. Let's do the last couple of names behind me first. Rosa Wong.
No. No.
Back to, as I said, regarding the nominating committee, my two picks are Lucy and Ashley. Everyone else's name is now going to go into this. It's not a hat, but it'll have to do. I'm going to show you the names as I put them in. Matthew, Rovina, Marilena, Sylvia, Edgar, Georgina, Carol Chin, Mohammed, Aria, Aya. So, Lucy, C, Clara, and that's it. Now, I'm gonna just shake things up. You're all in here. And I'm going to randomly pick out a name. We are, here's the hat. I can show you. And I'm gonna just begin, get a name. Okay. Matthew. So you're on the nominating. Pick out another name. Sandra. Aria. So those are the three names. The rest of the names, as I'll try to show you, are still here in the hat. So we have the 5 people who will be on the nominating committee, extremely randomly. And what I want to say regarding that is, just remember, any one of you board members, other than the new members who haven't been here, can put your name in for any office that you want. Or actually, I shouldn't say any single office. If you chose to run for, I guess, more than one office, you could do that too. If you so like to do that, just remember, you can't be elected to more than one office. So that might not be a very good idea to have the name 2 places. Because if it comes up as a winner, it could cause a bit of a problem. Not really a serious problem. What would happen is the second place winner would then obviously get the slot, then can't be in more than one, as I said. So anyone can run. The nominating committee ordinarily comes back to the board and says, these are the slate of officers that are on the ballot that we thought best serve the board. And is there any nomination from the floor? If there was a nomination from the floor, we would simply add your name to that ballot that night. We would know about it in advance. The only work that the nominating committee might ultimately have to do is they may have to, if enough people don't want to run for these various offices that are open, they may have to contact whoever is currently holding that position and ask them, are they still interested in serving again? Yes or no. And if they say no, then they'll have to move on and see if they can find someone else who will be interested. But it can happen, and there's at least more than one person, or at least one person for each office. Then their names will be on the ballot, and it'll be a simply getting the ballot out to all the board members deciding who they want and sending it back to the office, and the office will keep account between now and the next board meeting, because there'll be deadlines and you'll get information regarding that as to where the votes end up. So I won't know until the next board meeting actually who has been elected to what office. I will announce it at that time. And any questions, any comments from anyone? You have to hold off, I guess, to the second session, I guess, for the most part, since we this session. So now, getting back to the agenda, I believe the next item would be the electeds. Is that correct, Christina?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. I'll start off with Charles E. Schumer. U.S. Senate,
No.
Gillibrand, U.S. Senate,
No.
House of Representatives, Grace Ming.
Yeah, that's Christian Romero. Christian, you're on.
Thank you, Christina. Hi again, everyone. Thank you again, Mr. Chair. On behalf of Congresswoman Grace Meng, no major updates. I'm sure everyone is anxiously waiting for, and everyone is very attentive to. The administration tries to continue negotiations or attempts at negotiations with the House in regards to an additional HEROES package. I wish I could update everyone with some good news, but it seems that it's still at a standstill and there isn't anything worthy for me to update you on that end. We are fighting for a lot of things. It's been a long time. Everyone has been home for a long time. And although some of the restrictions have lifted, as somebody else mentioned previously in the call, we see cases going up and we have to continue to be proactive, practice social distancing, and listen to the experts who know what they're saying. So from that end, nothing to report. I just want to make sure everyone has my contact information in case you need to reach out to me. I know a few board members have in the past. I haven't forgotten about anybody. But again, if you need to reach out, whether it's for something legislative or an issue you're having, or just to offer your thoughts about the current state of our country, any improvements maybe at the federal level that you'd like to see, those are all always welcome and very helpful, to be honest. A lot of the ideas the Congresswoman gets, she puts forth as a bill or she tries to add on to an existing package. And it all comes from the ground, from the community, from all of you, from your neighbors, all of our neighbors, because I'm in the community as well. And I've been in Elmhurst for a long time. So again, if you just want to give me a call to tell me what your thoughts are, any ideas you have, they are all always appreciated. And my line is always open for anyone here. My work cell again is 202-420-8819. And I'll go ahead and I'll put that in the chat as well. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I yield my time.
Thank you. I would just like to ask a question, which maybe Alton Smith would probably be commenting on. Was the Congresswoman able to get any information about the Chase Bank here in Lefrak as to when they plan to reopen?
Lefrak is out of our district, but I haven't spoken to you, Alton, about it. I mean, I'm happy to talk after the meeting and try to get more details and see what's going on.
Okay, all right, thank you. I will move on. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or her representative.
Okay, Michelle, you should be able to speak now. Michelle Hernandez?
Hi, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Michelle Hernandez, and I'm a field representative and caseworker for the Office of Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. Some updates, some community updates from our office. In September, the Congresswoman hosted an all-Spanish census town hall to target one of the most undercounted communities in our district. We partnered up with the National Association of Latino Elected and Appointed Officials, also known as NALEO, and it was televised on Telemundo, the Spanish news network. We're currently working on a joint town hall for October with Representative Earl Blumenauer. This will be on Thursday, October 15th at 7 p.m. I believe our office has already shared the registration link with the board and as well as our mailing list. If you haven't signed up to our mailing list, I'm going to add those to the chat box so that you can have those links. A few legislative updates. Late September, congressional leaders reached an agreement to fund the government through December 11th And the bill provides an additional $8 billion for nutrition benefits, which extends the National School Lunch Program and also extends the pandemic EBT, and that's providing $420 to, in the case of New York City, to all New York City public school students. And so if you have or you know of someone who has a child in New York City public school, they should be receiving $420 per child through that program. Let's see. One last legislative update. Last month, Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez and Senator Minority Leader Chuck Schumer urged FEMA to release the funeral assistance for families of COVID-19 victims, and basically they've reached out to FEMA requesting that this assistance, which the Congresswoman requested back in the spring, be released to, again, the families of COVID-19 victims. And so they continue to put pressure to see if that funding can be allocated to those most in need at the moment. One update on the census, this happened today, if you haven't had a chance to see, but the Supreme Court has approved a request to suspend a lower court order. So essentially, the Trump administration can now end the 2020 census count. Again, that happened today, so we'll be seeing how things turn out, but that decision was made by the Supreme Court this evening. And the last two items that I will be sharing links with as well in the chat box is that our office is looking to honor those in our community who have been lost to COVID-19, as well as celebrate people in our neighborhood who are going above and beyond during this difficult time. And so if you know of a neighbor or someone in the district or lost to COVID-19 or who has been really going out of their way to help the community during this hard time, it's going to be two separate links, one called Celebrating Our Community and the other honoring those who we lost. I'll be sharing that with you all again in the chat box. And as always, our office is available during these times via phone and email, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you. New York State Assembly. And Barnwell?
No.
Michael Dendecker?
No.
Jeffrey on Aubrey?
No.
Katrina Cruz?
Yes. Alexandra?
Yep, I'm on. So we're going to be hosting a number of events coming up. This Friday, we'll be hosting a shot, so you can come to our office between 10 and 2. On Sunday, we're going to be cleaning up the plaza. That will be between 11 and 2. So those who want to sign up, we're going to be posting it on our social media within the next day or so. Sign up through the Eventbrite. It would be great to see a number of community board members attending. And then we continue to do food distribution every Wednesday, starting at 12:30. For those who are in need of vegetables, fresh vegetables and fruits, I suggest getting there around 10 o'clock. No, sorry, 11 o'clock, because the line gets long and the food goes really fast. 2 weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago, we held a couple of backpack giveaways held with current and former board members. We did one with Corona Ambulance, and then the next week we worked with Lucy Scolaro, Scully. And we gave out about 500 book bags that day, 250 the week before. And as always, our office continues to be open. by appointment only. You can call our office 718-458-5367 to make an appointment, or you can stop by and make an appointment at 4140 Junction Boulevard.
Next, Norris from the New York State Senate. Christina?
I do not see anybody from Ramos.
Oh, no, from Janaris. This is Janaris.
Oh, Janaris, no.
Jessica Ramos or Ramos.
No, no one checked in from her office either.
Okay, Toby Ann Stavisky.
No.
From the mayor's office, Jessica Shabowski.
Yes, she is on. Give me 1 second. Jessica, you're unmuted.
Hi, folks. So we've been working on getting the word out, both about getting tested for COVID-19, as well as to get your flu shot in addressing what's anticipated to possibly be a second wave. We're working to address the uptick in cases that we've seen in some parts of New York City by getting the word out about testing sites, bringing out mobile sites, educating folks on wearing masks, social distancing, and just also encouraging people that, you can get your flu shot to protect your neighbors as well as to minimize symptoms if you were to get COVID at the same time that you might have the flu. So flu sites can be found at nyc.gov/flu, calling 311 or texting FLU to 877-877. And again, COVID-19 test sites can be found at nyc.gov/COVID test. We have reopened indoor dining as of the end of September, and the mayor announced that the city's open restaurants program will be extended year-round and made permanent, and that will include expanding seating to the frontage of adjacent properties, incorporating heating elements into their outdoor dining setups, and permitting the use of tent enclosures to keep diners warm. And lastly, I just wanted to highlight that today, the commissioner of NYPD, the mayor, and the New York City Council announced that they'll be starting the Reform and Reinvention Collaborative with 8 listening sessions in each of NYPD's patrol boroughs. The one for Northern Queens will be this Friday, and PD is launching a Reform and Reinvention Collaborative survey that I will be sending into the chat so that folks can take the survey. It's very brief. It takes all of 2 minutes to fill out. And I encourage everyone to attend a listening session. And if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them as well.
Okay, from the New York City Council, Francisco Moya.
Yes. Okay. Bernice?
Hello?
There you go.
Okay, hi, good evening. My name is Berenice Navarrete Perez. I'm with the Office of Councilmember Francisco Moya, who is unable to participate tonight, but he sends his regards, hoping to find everyone in good health. So here are some of the things we've been up to since the last meeting. Last weekend, our office partnered with Elmer's Hospital to provide flu shots to the Lefrak community. Thank you to Michelle Dunson, the president of the Lefrak City Tenants Association, and all the volunteers who came out. We will have several free flu shots events coming up throughout the district, so stay tuned for that. Last week, we also had 2 food distributions, one with Corona Ambulance, and we distribute fresh produce at Plaza del Sol through the Healthy Bucks program Councilmember Francisco Moya funded. We've had several community cleanups where we roll up our sleeves with our basic volunteers. We'd like to thank ACE alongside city agencies such as Sanitation and Parks Department. The most recent event took place at William F. Moore Park and up Corona Avenue to, I might say this wrong, Cosmeti Park. So thank you, Vinny, who provided breakfast, and Ari, and as well as 110th Precinct for joining us, as well as the volunteers. Councilmember Francisco Moya allocated $160,000 in funding for DSNY and the ACE program. These additional services have made a real difference within the district. Unfortunately, we do see a lot of illegal dumping. If you happen to come across any illegal dumping site, feel free to reach out to our office as we continue to work closely with DSNY and ACE to tackle these ongoing issues for people illegally dumping garbage. A couple of funding highlights we have. Councilmember Francisco Moya has allocated another round of funding to local restaurants in partnership with Hispanic Federation to prepare and distribute thousands of cooked meals for families in need. So stay tuned for that as well. We have a free drive-in movies at Flushing Meadows Corona Park, funded by Councilmember Francisco Moya. So there's so many great movies that are upcoming, including Black Panther, which is screening this weekend, as well as Coco, A Nightmare Before Christmas, and many more. You can visit rooftopfilms.com for more information and to RSVP. It's a great way to get outside and enjoy a movie while social distancing. So thank you, and please feel free to call, email me with any constituents or community questions or concerns. If you would like to participate in one of our community cleanups or any of our upcoming events, I will be putting my information in the chat, or you can feel free to call our office at 718-651-1917. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Councilmember Daniel Drum.
Oh, yay.
Yes. Kelly?
Rest of me?
No.
We can hear you, Kelly.
Okay. Good morning, good evening, everyone. Kelly from Councilman Drum's office. No major update from our office. We continue to work remotely. Just one thing want to mention. Our office having the immigration turn tomorrow from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. We still have appointments available. If anyone's need an appointment, want to need to speak with a immigration attorney, feel free to call our office and schedule an appointment. Our office phone number is 718-803-6373. And that's it. And then and then we also will have the general general legal service later on. You can also call us to get more information. Now that's it for me. I wish everyone have a good night.
Okay, thank you. From Queensborough President, from the Queensborough President's office. MP, Borough President, or a representative?
Yes, we have Joe Nasarino.
Okay.
Joe, you're unmuted.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Chair and District Manager. Couple of quick items, if I may. Voting. We're right there. Early voting starts October 24th. Please, if you have not sent in a ballot, make it your mission to get out and vote. It's a very important year for many positions. Movie night. Last free movie night by Borough President Sharon Lee is tomorrow night. Wall-E is the movie. You need to make a reservation on our website if you would like to attend. The movie nights have been a huge hit. So if you would like, this is the last one of her free movie nights. And last but not least, Veterans Day event. It will be virtual and it will be November 10th. I will send Christian a flyer to pass around to all of you, and hopefully you will be able to attend. Good to see you all. Be safe, be well. See you in November. I'm around if anybody needs questions answered. Thank you.
Yes, Joe, I have a question.
Okay, ask me something I can answer.
Well, we'll find out in a minute.
Yeah, there you go.
Regarding the early voting.
Yes.
If your polling place is in Rego Park, which I believe is in the red zone, is that going to be moved or will you enter the red zone?
Okay, that's a great question. First of all, your regular polling place is not necessarily where you would go to early vote. Make sure you look and check online. Now, if you're asking me because that is your early voting location, That's a very good question that I do not have the answer for, and I will get it to you first thing in the morning. If not now, I will try and text and get an answer for you. But if not, I'll get it for you in the morning. But that's a great question. And again, if you want to early vote, don't assume, in fact, it's probably not, your regular polling place is probably not where you go for early voting. So check before you leave. And Lou, I'll get to you with an answer with that. Sorry.
Thank you, Joe.
Good question.
Okay. New York City Comptroller Scott Springer or his representative?
Yes. James. James, you're unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can, James.
Okay, sorry. My audio split. I'm getting Community Board 9 in one headphone, and in the other one I'm getting 4. I'm sorry, it's hard to concentrate. Okay, so hi everyone, this is James Mondeluso from the Office of the New York City Comptroller. I'm here to give you a few updates. One is that our Comptroller's Office Education Guide is online. It's been online for about a month. I can't recall if I showed it to you last time, but I'm going to put it into the chat for the panelists, and I guess Christian maybe can give it to everyone else. So I just put it in there now. So the guide has a lot of information about navigating the public school system primarily, but also the Catholic schools for the Brooklyn Diocese and also the Archdiocese of New York, depending on where you might have students or where your children are. There's a little bit of other information about some other, information about private schools and so on, but it's mostly about the public schools. We just found out that 52%, I believe, of public school students have opted for completely remote learning. So if you have any questions about that, you can take a look at the guide. Additionally, the office has just released its 13th economic and fiscal outlook journal or newsletter. So again, it has a lot of information about the fiscal condition of the city. So if you're interested in getting just some facts about what the recovery is looking like, what the unemployment numbers and what the prospects are for the city in the future, I'll put that into the chat as well, so you can take a look at that. All right, so yeah, the fiscal outlook. Additionally, our office has also been advocating for a year-round open streets program that would include retail businesses to really help them out, because we feel like they've been somewhat forgotten with the open streets. A lot of it has been focused on restaurants, which are definitely more vulnerable given that you're not allowed to eat indoors at beyond 25% capacity at present, and that's a fairly recent update. Prior, you weren't able to eat inside at all. So we're pushing that along with Senator Ramos, who is the state senator and a significant portion of Community Board 4. So please check that out as well. I'll put that into the chat. And otherwise, have a great month of October, and please reach out to me if you have any controller-related issues or any city government issues that maybe aren't controller-related but you're stuck with. Thank you.
Lou? Lou, you're muted.
Okay.
There we go.
From the New York City Public Advocate, Jamani Williams or his representative?
No one checked in.
Check. Okay. So let's get back to the agenda. Reports. We will start with the census. Anybody else?
No, Kristen, sure, I'm sorry, Christina, she's not here, right? I don't see her on the list.
No, she's not here.
Okay, all right. So, I do have. Well, it's two parts. First off, I have a message from John Wang who wants to thank us for joining the Get Queens County event. Those who know, this was a borough-wide event that was in conjunction with the Queens Night Market, the Queens Museum, a bunch of city agencies and local organizations got together to do a borough-wide census event, and we happen to be one of the sponsors, or at least one of the participants. Basically, what happened, a lot of different informational tables with census reps and volunteers were set up at different places out the district to help people to sign up to the census and to, hopefully negate some of the stigmas out there. Our board was stationed at the Queens Center Mall. We had, and I will name you guys out because, it's really difficult to come out during COVID times, especially to the Queens Center Mall, and especially on a weekend. So I want to thank, Matt for coming out. Kristen, she was there as well. Michelle Dunstan, Michelle Dunstan was actually out there delivering food to all the different tables throughout the district. So thank you for that, Michelle. And again, for what it's worth, the event was very, it was very popular. Unfortunately, a lot of the people who were at the Queens Center Mall were either waiting for a bus or about to get, just got off the bus, and they didn't really have the time to engage us. But we did manage to get, I want to say, a reasonable amount of people signed up. A lot of times we got to the point that we were signing up and then the bus would come. So we would stop the application about 3/4 of the way through. But it was very successful. That day, our numbers were considerably low overall. I think we were still in the 50 percentile, maybe the 51 percentile, almost and Corona with the census numbers. I haven't checked the latest, but anyway, that is the report for the Census Committee. Chances are we will be doing another similar thing. I don't think it's going to be to the magnitude of Get Queens Counted, but the truth is we have to the end of the month, and we still have the means and resources to be able to do at least one more census event. So that's it for the census. Thanks.
Okay, consumer affairs.
Hey again. So we will be meeting Thursday at 7 p.m. And we're going to be going over a couple things. The first, we'll have a presentation, marketing for small businesses. So if there's any small businesses that want to attend that might want to update how they're doing marketing or might want to improve their skills, we welcome you to join. And then we'll be going over capital and expense to try to figure out what where we want to allocate money funding this year. If you have any ideas, particularly because COVID has really hit a lot of our small businesses, bring them to the table. So hopefully we'll see you on Thursday.
Thank you, Alex.
Great, thank you, Alex. Environmental.
Yes, hi. Okay, hey guys. I don't have much to report. Really, I think I said this before last time, but I still see, face mask, used face mask on the floor. And, it's great that we use a face mask, but if you guys don't, if we don't need it no more, just, find a trash can and trash it. It's just not really a good sight when you see face mask on the blocks or like on the streets. So if you could dispose of it, it'd be great. That's all that I have to say. Thank you.
Lou, if I may just intercede for half a second.
Go ahead.
Okay, so and again, I've been in somewhat contact with Oscar on this, but you guys already know that in the Corona area, or actually our only two real community gardens are in the Corona area. The first one is Sparrow's Nest, and the second one is the Corona Taxpayers Garden. Many of you remember that sometime, I want to say maybe about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, give or take, there was the potential of a third one coming up in the Corona area around Van Cleef, just off Corona Avenue. And this was a community garden that, to an extent, I guess we could say was started by a local community group called Mujeres en Movimiento. And this came to us several years back, and they were looking for the community board support on something like this. So we did support it. We did say that we were in favor of it. It is a city-owned property. We did sign our names onto it, so we would be willing to support it whatever way we can, because our other two gardens are, anybody knows, they're my pride and joy. And if you haven't visited them, you really, really, really should. And I'm not exaggerating when I tell you, Corona, we are producing our own honey. We have hens, we have quails, It's an amazing garden, and if you haven't seen it yet, you really should take a look down Sparrow's Nest over 102nd. And I want to say Lewis Strong that area, but it's something to look into. So why I bring it up now is because the third community garden, the paperwork once COVID began, somewhat took a slow. It kind of slowed down a little bit. I was with Gregory last week when we had, 2 weeks ago, when we had our consultations with the Parks Department, and I did in fact bring it up as I did speak to the main person with Mujeres Movimiento, asking what was the status on the application. The Parks Department did mention that they would look into it for us to give us what the latest update is, so we can begin. The truth is that there are several places throughout the borough and throughout the city where community groups, much like most community gardens, have been taking over vacant land and gardens in many of these places. For sake of going and doing things properly, we are not going to do that. But I am certainly not opposed, and I will go on record, we will try to do things right. But the truth is that if we don't hear from the Parks Department soon, I can tell you that there will be a community group that is going, very same community group is going to be working with me, because I will work with them, to go and at least begin. Even if it's to put a shovel in the ground, the truth is that the property, it is city-owned land. It has been approved, as far as we know, to be a potential community garden, but there is no work being done on there. So if we can do a very small social distancing, we'll say workshop, where it's between us, Department of Sanitation, and maybe some of the local volunteers to at least begin by leveling out the land over there before we get the approval. It's a possibility. It is not recommended. Of course, Parks wants us to follow the rules, but the truth is that I personally feel that Parks has been dragging its feet despite, COVID. So, stay in touch. I'll stay in touch, and keep your ear close to the ground, because we may be seeing a new potential community garden sometime soon. Hopefully before the spring. I'd love to have it done sometime before Earth Day. Anybody knows that I take pride in those two gardens. Earth Day, which also happens to be the same day as my birthday, I take those very seriously, and my Earth Day is usually at one of our gardens. So I would love to see a third one, and maybe April 22nd of this year will be when we see a third one coming our way. Thank you.
April 22nd, Earth Day. Don't forget.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, the health.
Hello, everybody.
He's
Yes,
here.
I'm here. Hello. So we plan to meet sometime this month. I have to work on a date to discuss our budget requests and the district needs. It's probably going to be similar to what we had last year. Not incredibly much has changed, but I just want to give the new members an opportunity to review it also. So we should be meeting later on this month. Was also talking with Christian about possibly bringing self-swabbing, COVID self-swabbing to Elmhurst Corona. I see they've done it in Forest Hills and Regal Park, and I understand they're a red zone, but many parts of Elmhurst are orange, including Lafayette City. So I think it's important that we also offer that to our neighbors as well. So still waiting to hear what we can do about that. And also, I just want to encourage everyone to take advantage of all the free screenings and testings that are available. Elmhurst is still doing free walk-in testing, no appointment required. And also, you can walk into any city MD as well. So everyone should take advantage of that. Also, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So let's not forget about that as well, to keep on top of our screenings. And that's it.
Thank you. Parks?
Thank you, Ashley.
Sorry, Lou. So the news with Parks, is pretty grim, and that's really disappointing, because obviously they've been so much of a lifeline during this whole pandemic. I will, not go into all the details, but basically $81 million has been cut from the Parks budget. So that's a 14% reduction. One of the things that was really alarming that Christian and I, discussed is the fact that they're cutting their tree pruning schedule, which basically means that, our district doesn't have any tree pruning happening. We asked them, what is their contingency plan? They said they're going to rely on things like FEMA and other federal, resources, but as we know from the recent storms that we had, these things happen, and trees fall on cars and other things, and we're not being proactive. So, we will continue to push in our capital expense and needs statement that we need to still find ways to get these things done in the midst of this budget shortfall. Just to comment overall on sort of the inequities of parks. During this whole pandemic, I've been sort of taking Austin, my 2.5-year-old now, to various parks all throughout the city, and we've been spending some more time in Manhattan just for a change of pace, which recently Hudson River Park just opened their Pier 26, which is jaw-droppingly beautiful, but is really a shame when you see what a park in similar size and acreage, Flushing Meadows Corona Park, which has a similar public-private partnership that Hudson River Park Trust does have. So I definitely will be pushing upon the Alliance and the Community Advisory Board to really have a concrete plan, because I feel there isn't one, and they're relying on some magic donor to appear and give money. And I think as a community, we really need to sort of show the elected officials and the mayor and Parks Department that more funding does need to go into parks. We can't be cutting the budget this large and then just saying, oh, well, that's going to mean, parks in deterioration and other things that are really bad. So that's a long-winded way of saying, that I will continue to push for the needs of the community as people have expressed to me. Like Ashley, I will consult with Christian about putting together a meeting and letting the Parks Committee members know about that. Thank you.
Thank you. Transportation? Transportation?
Linda, you're unmuted.
Okay. The Transportation Committee is meeting next week on the 21st at 6 p.m. to discuss the needs statement. We have nothing to report at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Public safety and Homeland Security?
Okay. Hi, everyone. We had a long list of people from the liquor license, but I asked our officer to answer some questions from the community, and he sent them to me today. So I'm going to go through them real quick. But first, I wanted to announce that the CERT program that we're part of serves throughout the city of New York 66 million meals to New York City in need. And I think that's a great accomplishment. We are on standby now for the second wave. So we're waiting to see how that works out. Hopefully we won't go through it. I asked for a crime stat from the 28-day period from last month. He did give me a www.nyc.gov website for crime stat, but it's always a week late. And I want something more current. So this is the current of the crime stat. Rape, robberies, felony assault, and grand larceny and burglaries are all down. The only thing that's up is grand larceny of autos. So that seems to be still a problem with us. The homeless issue that was brought up for Whitney Avenue and Broadway, they're thinking of certain areas that keep coming back with the homeless, of making like these mini task force, but they need the Breaking Ground and other not-for-profits to keep up with the situation. They're working on this now with the NCO officer of A and B. Graffiti. We asked about giving a $500 fine for those that commit the crime, or a $500 reward who can give us information who's doing the crime. That is now being looked at by the police department. Vendors at 111th Street and 44th Avenue and 51st Avenue, they're going to check. Some of them would complain that they have licenses to be there. They're going to check on that to see if that's true or not. So far, they haven't. And they will summons them if they continue to be in those locations. Noise complaints was number one. Noise complaints I've gotten as a civic leader throughout because the restaurants will close at 12, but they're competing with one another, so the volume is very, very loud. They're also not keeping up with social distancing. And I asked him, are they being summoned? He says, yes, they have, and they have brought the SLA inspectors with them. So not everyone has been summoned. They have given some caution to some. So we'll see how this will work out as the weeks go on. Another problem we're having, as they close at 12 a.m., the patrons are leaving with glass bottles of beer. So they're sitting on private stoops, occasionally leaving their bottles or breaking the bottles. They're going to talk to some of the merchants about that. We did talk about we talked about the mayor and the governor about closing the south end developments for the shade of orange that everyone was talking about. They're going to be watching to see how our stores and restaurants are following the new closure at near 108th Street and Left Rock. So hopefully this won't expand any more than it is now. A problem from St. James Church was brought to our attention from one of our members about a child's tricycle and a man who keeps breaking into a 4-door blue hatchback, but no one has filed a complaint. So the officer asked if you could find a person who saw these people do it and to file a complaint, and then they will look into it. So homeless man that sits in front of the church. Now that's it. Now as for the liquor license, we had 16 applicants that filed, one that didn't need to come in, that was Tomo Restaurants. There were no violations whatsoever. And one named 12 Corazon Restaurant at 8622 Roosevelt Avenue, he wasn't ready to come in. Everyone else was there. We were there for 2 hours almost, but and I have to thank everyone that was at our committee for staying as long as they did. All of them had noise complaints. Many of them did not follow the COVID rule. We asked them, I said, look, you can't continue to do this because this is a very dangerous thing for our community. They did get summonses, which I'm proud of. The cops stayed on top of that at least. So hopefully they won't continue to do this. And that is my report. And I thank you all very much.
Thank you, Lucy.
Okay. I think Lou's going to fall asleep.
I think so. Oh, no. Thank you, Lucy. Bueller.
Good evening. Okay. We have not met, but looking at the realities of a revised application for 82nd-11 Queens Boulevard that have come into the office, a statement of needs that we need to meet. Also, 110-40 Chantel Avenue, that's also seen to be an application that's going to be before us, and we might need to discuss with the developers what their intentions are there. So with that being said, I'm thinking in terms of dates that maybe hopefully we can meet by the 29th of this month, if at all possible. But I will touch bases with Kristen in the office to see what we can do about at least having a meeting by the 29th of this month. That's on a Thursday. And regarding Chase Bank, obviously this is a situation that affecting the individuals in our community as well as the agencies and businesses that does business with Chase. So when I'm thinking that since that is an issue that would come under Europe in terms of economics of the community, that do a letter to Chase or inquiry to basically invite them to the Europe committee or to say what their intentions are, and then present that to the board in November. And that's basically about it.
Thank you, Alton.
Okay, thank you. Hold on. Youth services.
No, Mr. Brown.
Okay, I guess this is the final round of this is open session 2, I guess we're gonna, hold on. Lucy Scully.
Nope, I'm good. I said everything earlier. So thank you. I hope everyone has a good night and stay safe.
Thank you. Charo Chung Chin. Mute your mic.
So this is a post about the street corner in the city. Install more cameras. We can solve a lot of problems and headaches.
What was that, Mr. Chin?
I said installing more cameras on the street corners. We can solve more problems, such as some like dog walkers. They leave some poops on the street, and we can trace to them. No.
So if I may intercede very quickly, Mr. Chen, as part of our capital expense needs statement every year, there have been instances where we have requested security cameras in our neighborhood. So it is a possibility for us to request them. It's not a guarantee we can get them, but all we can do is ask. So the request has been noted. If you'd like to reach out to me or the board office, let us know where you'd like to see them. We will put the request through just for sake of putting it there, but it's no guarantee we'll get them. So if we get identified those locations, we can certainly put them. Thank you.
Do you know how much install for the expenses?
Absolutely not. There's no way of knowing. Remember, so we use the term budget a lot but there is no monetary value on all of these items. It's just a community wish list, and then we'll put into whatever category it fits in, whether it's capital or expense. But again, just if we can identify the corridors that need the cameras, we can certainly report it to the city and just make it known that the community needs it. It doesn't necessarily mean we'll get it. It's just that we are advising that it is an actual need. So let's identify those locations and we can put it through. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next, Andy Chin. Is he around or no?
No.
David Chung.
Here. Yeah, Lou? Lou?
Yes.
We can hear you.
Yeah, nothing here.
Okay, thank you. Linda Corral.
Nothing further.
Thank you. Lorena Diaz.
Good evening, all. No concerns, nothing. Thank you.
Michelle Dunstan.
Well, it's no concerns. My video went off, but I wanted to see, because Saturday I'm gonna have an event with the censors and the voting, and if you had any material from the censors, or maybe you could have somebody that could get me some material for my event. I appreciate it. Everyone be safe and have a good night.
Absolutely, Michelle. So what I'll do is I'm actually going to make the note right now, and not only will we get you materials, but we'll put you in contact with a representative from the census who would be willing to come out and even assist you guys to staff it. So we can certainly do it, Michelle. So I'll get on it right away.
Thank you.
We'll get on it right away. Talk to you soon. Thanks.
Aria Espanol.
Hi, good evening, everyone. And once again, nothing further from this. Thank you.
Okay, you are on the nominating committee. I don't know if you heard that or not.
Yes, I did. I am ready for the job. Okay.
Marlena.
Hey everyone, nothing further. Like I said, if there's any questions about this co-naming or the landmarking, let me know. And have a good night, everyone.
Thank you. Kristen Gonzalez.
No, she's not here.
Okay. Vincent Torcella.
Vincent?
Yes, could you hear me?
Yes.
You can hear you now.
I just want to say teamwork makes the dream work. Like Michelle always says, everybody on this community board is wonderful. Keep up the great work, and God bless. Have a blessed October, and have a great night.
Thank you, Vinny.
James Lisa is not here. Salvatore Lombardo is not here. Carol Mahalski.
Hold on. Carol, you're unmuted.
Okay. I don't have anything to add.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you. Sunil Mahat.
Nothing for now. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Thank you. Patricia Martin.
She's not here.
Okay, Sylvia Martin.
I have nothing.
Thank you, Sylvia.
Thank you. Matthew McEnroy.
Hey, everybody, nothing to add. Happy Halloween. Remember to vote. See you next month.
Thank you, Matthew.
Rovina McGowan.
Venia, you're on.
I'm fine. I'm feeling a little better. Thank you.
Thank you, Rovina.
Thank you, Rovina. Is not here. Muhammad, I think, is not here. Sandra
No.
Mooney.
Oh boy, this
Sandra.
unmuting, it's taking time to unmute, but anyway. Good night, everyone. Good to see you all. And yes, go out there and vote. And I know that we're all voting for, this is like a really huge election, but remember that there are also local people that are running locally, especially our judges. We have our Latino judges. We need more diversity in the court systems, which we do not have. And so this is our opportunity to get those diverse judges in our judicial system. And have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, Sandra. You too. Nice seeing you.
Okay, bye.
Sandra, you're on the nominating committee, so don't forget.
Oh no, and I'm so happy to see my co-nominating committee members. So it'll be fun.
Thank you. Singing Ruler is not here, if I remember.
No.
Mr. Narula, Christina, Mr. Narula said he was in and he was calling from a 516 number, but I don't know. I mean, Lou, he may be here. I'm sorry. I don't see him.
516 number. Would that 516 number be 516-455-3253?
Yes, try yes. That seems about right. That seems right. Yeah, try that. You can unmute that, Chris.
Okay.
Thanks. Give me a second, Lou.
Yeah.
Get up. Mr. Narula?
Okay. No, yeah, he called me on my phone a minute ago telling me that, he was in the meeting from that number, but that's fine. Let's keep it moving. Thank you.
Okay, Georgina Oliver. She's not here.
No.
Alexandra Owens.
I am here. Georgina is here.
Oh,
Georgina?
Okay.
Hi, Georgina.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay, so I have nothing to add, but thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Alexandra Owens.
Hi, I have nothing to add. I have a question for Alton, though, real quick. What was the address of the development that you mentioned?
Avenue.
Sorry?
1-40 Sudtel Avenue. Development across from the park on 111th Street.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Alexa Pond. She's not here, right?
Alexa, no, she's not here.
The Raj is not here, right?
No.
Ashley Reed.
Nothing further to add. Everyone have a good evening.
Thank you. Oscar Rios.
Oscar, you're on.
Yes, I just want to add, everybody stay safe, have a good night. Just vote, and environmental is in the ballot, so let's not forget that. And have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Neil Roman,
No.
Christian Mero,
Looks like he left.
Yeah, I think you left, Chris.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't see him anymore.
Fernando Ruiz,
No.
No.
Clara Salas,
Yeah, just give us a second, Lou.
Yeah. Clara, you're unmuted.
Thank you, Christina. No, I do not have anything to add. Stay safe.
Thank you, Clara.
Lucy Chilero.
You're unmuted, Lucy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Nothing to say. Stay healthy and stay safe. Hear from you all next month.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lucy.
Alton Derek Smith.
Stay safe. Have a pleasant evening.
Thank you.
Ed Spock.
Just one quick thing that I forgot to mention with parks. Please know that just because you're outside does not make you immune to the virus. So I see a lot of mainly adults that are in parks and not wearing masks. Please, for the sake of the children and the younger people that are using those parks, respect that rule and wear a mask at all times. Thanks and have a good night.
Thank you, Gregory. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I go to Flushing Meadow and a lot of people don't have a mask. But then again, it's hard to have a mask if you're eating and drinking. That's the other problem. Anyway, Dewan Tariq is not here. Marcella Testa is
Marcello's not here.
Zeta Vasella is not here. Nothing else to say. Rosa Wong was not here. And Minwoo Yang, I don't think is here.
No.
Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Lou, I just want to close off with one last thing. It's about this small. It's a small, tiny little item. I'll let you finish though.
No. I'm a kid. Go ahead.
Okay, so really quickly, if I could just jump in, board members, just please look out for your emails. One of the perks of using Constant Contact as our main mail server, it shows us the emails that are being sent out, and it turns out only 30% of board members are opening the emails. I understand that when you receive email from Constant Contact, it comes off as marketing, and then it might get jumbled up in the rest of your email. Why I say it is because it happens to me as well. So one thing that I can advise is I want to say about maybe a third of you already have it, maybe even 50%. If you have not done so yet, maybe you don't have to. It may help to create yourself an email address exclusive to Community Board 4. Some first name, last name, CB4 at Gmail, at Yahoo, or whatever it may be. Again, it's really that are being open is only 30% of you, and that's very disappointing. And that covers everything. That's from minutes to meeting notices, and then we end up not having quorums and no people showing up to event. The truth is, if only 30% of you even opening it to begin with, then that's an even lower number. So if the issue is that it's getting mixed up and jumbled up with the rest of your email, if your emails rather, please consider obviously, of course, look out for our emails, but above all else, please be sure to maybe possibly create a small email for yourself. They're free. Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail. Just create yourself an email. Exclusive for CB4. We don't send any spam. It's always just only community events that are happening within our area, and every so often something outside the area. Thanks, Lou.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Good night and be safe. And
thanks, everybody.
upcoming information. Bye-bye now.
You guys rock. Thank you.